Okay, let's try this again. I've been sitting here talking and nobody can hear me because I didn't unmute it. Ugh. Okay, so we've got, I'm starting a little early today. I'm sorry, but our puppy, Nutella, who is 7 months old, she was spayed this morning. And I just picked her up. She's all groggy, really on, lots of drugs. And so she's right around the corner from me. And my youngest son comes home soon. And so I wanted to go ahead and do this. And so I can be done so I can sit with her the rest of the day. I got to distract my other dog because he sees her and he's like, come on, man, let's play, But she doesn't want to do that. So we're doing, the technique we're doing is baby wipe stamping, which I've done that, other videos on it. This one I'm doing just something a little different with it. And I have other cards to show you too. So, all right, let's get started. Sorry, you saw me all acting there and couldn't even hear me. Oh, and I don't even have this set up yet. Okay, you know what, guys? I am I'm just not doing good today. Today's been crazy. I thought, I'll start right now. Here, hang on, I'm going to get my camera going. Oh, please work. Either way, otherwise I'm going to have to... Oh, it's working. Okay, good. All right, now I got to turn it. Oh, good job, Erin. You're just not paying attention. Okay, there we go. Wow. And it worked for me. That's really great. So usually I spend lots of time organizing and making sure it's looking right and everything else. Okay, when I put this up on YouTube, I'm going to have to take out a whole bunch of time so that you don't have to watch me acting like I'm crazy. All right, so here's the card that we're making, and you can see it's all different colors, and you probably can't see that it's shiny too. The leaves are shiny. I don't know if that shows it or not. And then I did another one last night, same thing, but I just did it in different colors. So we're going to do this one, but I'll show you how I did the other one. So it's really easy. Like I said, tons of videos on doing it. So what I've got here is I've got one of the stamp cases that they say they're going to keep. I hope they do because they're great for techniques like this. This is my drying rack that I talk about all the time. You can find that in the must-haves for my craft room. These are so great to dry blending brushes, the mask stencils, they go in there perfectly. And so when I clean these, I just lay it on top. They're awesome. So, all right. It's dry now because this was last night. I got one of these, and I've got a baby wipe here. Thing of baby wipe. And this is a big stamp, okay? This is the, right here, the Etched Autumn. It's an online product. So it's a background stamp. It's rubber, so it will retire at some point, but that's okay. So I got a baby wipe here, and then I've got my re-inkers. Okay, so for the card we're using, I'm going to use Real Red, Garden Green, and Daffodil. For the other one, I used Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, and Daffodil. So you can use all kinds of different colors for this kind of technique, but for the leaves, I thought this technique was so perfect because, do the red last, and see, I'm going to get it all over me. My inks, and I don't know. I usually start with the lightest one first. My daffodil's almost gone, but I have another one. And I'm doing this big because that's a big stamp. Here's the Garden Green. I gave my other dog a bully stick, so that will calm him down. He just keeps... We have a gate in the hallway that's next to my stamp room, and when we feed them, one of them goes behind the gate. But I put her behind the gate, and he's just sitting there staring at her like, what is wrong with you? Who are you? So... And this is why my description of this was your card is never going to look the same because you could do this a million times and it's never going to look the same. All right, so we're going to let that sit there. I am using my MISTI. What I did was I first stamped the stamp with early espresso and put it on here. Okay, you usually, like when you use these kinds of products, you put them in the corner. It's easier to put them in the corner, but for these big stamps, you can see there is, if I can, there's around the border is nothing, so you don't want it right in the corner if you want your whole card base to be covered. Okay, so I've got a piece of basic white here. It is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're gonna. I can't put the magnet on it because I want it on the whole thing. So I'm just putting a piece of tape under it, and I use this to determine where I want it. So that would be 7 by 2 up, right? 7 by 2 up. Maybe 7 right there. No, it would be 7 by 2 up. Okay. So 7 by 2 up. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to make a mess. We're putting this in there, and we're going to ink it up. Now, I do have a, I use this, if I can find it, here it is, to ink it up. This is just like a dry erase thing for boards and stuff. It looks like a mouse. And I can see, it seems like the bottom still. And you can move it around because obviously the colors are, you're not messing it up because you want the colors to be everywhere. Did it get on there? It's hard to tell because, here, let's do, yeah, my hands are going to be really messy. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to keep this over here, show you something else you can do with it, and I need my, thought I was all prepared, and even have my video set up. I was like, what am I doing? I can't believe that. I thought I moved something over here. Where did it go? Well, I can just use a paper towel to clean that off, but I like to use my shimmy thing, but I don't know where it went. I have a brand new one sitting here, but it hasn't even been, there's no water on it yet. All right. I'm just going to clean it up some. I mean, I'll really clean it when we're done. It's going to go on the back of your card base, which is not a big deal because you're not going to see it because you're going to glue it on something else. All right, so I said, again, I want it right about there. So like a little past 7, right at 2. Okay. You could leave that on there and let it get the ink all over. So it's got that tape on the back. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, I gotta look at her. Yeah, she's sleeping. So pitiful. See the bottom, that part, you see, look how cool that looks. It never, I mean, I have to really push down on that. I don't know why I'm getting there. That's what this is really good for. I mean, you can use your hands. Oh, that worked even better. Okay. All right. That looks really cool. Doesn't that look cool? And it's so easy. I cannot believe I don't know where my shimmy is. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Because now I got to clean off the stamp because this is the thing that we're doing a little different. Yesterday was my son's 20th, my middle son's 20th birthday. And then in 12 days. It will be my youngest son's 18th birthday. So all I have is adults now. Yeah, just kind of little, it's kind of sad, but, he's doing great. He's in college. He loves it. And we met him on Sunday near where he goes to college and went to a sports bar. All three of my kids, me, my husband, and my mom and dad, watched the Bucks win. It was a crazy game. Okay, so I'm just inking this now up with Versamark. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we are going to put some clear embossing powder on it, and it makes the leaves almost look like they're wet. And it makes the colors a little darker. When you use embossing, like clear embossing powder on colors, and this is how you can emboss like any color if you've got some tool that you can stamp twice. It makes the colors darker. I hope this is all working. I have no idea. It's like you're looking at it. Oh. All right, now come on. There we go. Here, hang on. I think it's working. We're going to find out when I put the embossing powder on it. So got clear. I typically don't use this, but because this is a big size embossing, yeah, now I can tell. The tape on the back that makes it easy to hold, and this is got, when we heat emboss it, it takes a while too because it's a lot. It's like, did I get it all? I don't even know. Did I get it all? It's okay even if you didn't get all, because it's clear, so it's not, like real noticeable, but just gives it, I just love the look of it. All right. Use that tape again for this. Guess I should zoom in, but actually I can hold it. Try not to burn myself. Oh, there it goes. See how it just gets so much darker? Oh, that's really hot. I'm trying to... You can see like that compared to that, it just gives it she's sleeping, poor little thing. I just went and picked her up, and I was like walking around, and I'm like, my lives, and I started at like 11:35. I'm like, it's in 25 minutes. I'm like, I should really just do it now and be done. I love doing these, don't get me wrong, I really do, and it makes me come up with ideas all the time. So there we go. I'm not going to touch it, even though I really want to touch it. I'm not going to touch it until it dries. So what we're going to do is, I did the sentiment with that too. We're using lots of different things on this card. This sentiment is from Words for the Season. And let's see. See if I have, yeah, okay. So we're going to use that same baby wipe for the sentiment. Let's see what it looks like. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? How it's all yellow and red and green. I mean, that's really cool. You could, of course the markers are leaving too, but you could do that with markers, but not quite like that. I mean, that's a really cool technique. Okay. All right, so using, all right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here's one that I embossed it with copper embossing powder. You can still see the colors a little bit, but it really went over all the colors, so I still wanted to see all that red and green and yellow. So the words for the season was that one. The little leaf right here is from the Gathering Moments. I've already stamped and die cut that. That's with pumpkin pie. Let's see what else we got here. The Amber Autumn, which is one of the online ones, has this die right here, and and I'll show you that in a minute. And then the Textured Notes, this is what we're cutting this with, and this is the Gathering. So lots of dies, lots of stamps, all kinds of stuff. So incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. That's a nice. I really would like to have a happy Thanksgiving, but I can't find one anywhere. Any of the stuff that I'm making, I'm just die cutting this off to the side because that's the only thing we're die cutting. No point in bringing my die cut machine all the way over there. I'm going to show you the card that we're going to do next week, and that one is way more complicated. So isn't that cool, the way it looks? All the different colors on it. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's just so cool. That looks like how leaves really look. And I just love, and then when you touch it, it's got texture because it was embossed, heat embossed. Okay, so as you can see on the card, I did a frame around it with the earthen metallic paper, which is like brown. It is in the mini catalog. So I did that. I already die cut that. It's the same size as this. It's 5 1/4 by 4. And then you just put in your trimmer and you cut it so that you have a 1/4 inch all the way around. I've done that. I do that all the time because I love frames. So we're going to glue that down. I did that because the edges on mine, well, you can't see it because I put it on there, which is the whole purpose, is that it covers up where the stamping just didn't come out the way I wanted them to. They weren't dark enough. Now, if you weren't doing two stamping on this, one, with the baby wipe and then one with Versamark, you don't even have to use a tool like the Misty or whatever. You can just take put your stamp on a block and smush it in there and put it on paper. I did that one time too, and then I thought, oh, it'd be really cool if it was looked like the leaves were somewhat wet. That went better than some of the other ones I did. I was having a really hard time with that. Okay. So when you do that, when you cut the middle out of that with the earthen metallic paper, you get this from the middle. So I was like, what could I, that's a big piece, so it's not like a little bitty piece, so obviously you want to keep that, but I was like, what could I use that with? And that's where I came up with using that. This is from Amber Autumn. It is not quite as big as the piece that you have. It hangs over it a little bit, but I didn't really want a frame. I didn't want to put a frame on there. I just thought, oh, I'll see what it looks like. And so it came out, and what I started doing for all the cards was just cutting out pieces of it to put on the card front. So that's how we used Amber Autumn for this card. You can see I got 2 leaves on this one. This one I just have 1 leaf. Okay. So, that's so, there's some that I just, maybe I didn't emboss. It's okay though. Like I said, it's clear embossing powder, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, let's see. Which leaves are we going to use? Maybe these 2. Yeah, and I know my dog needs to probably pee, but she can barely stand up. This is good though. My other dog, at first he couldn't leave her alone, and now he's like, whatever. She's no fun. They play constantly. They always play. All right, so we got this leaf and these. So I'm going to put dimensionals on that, and this is something like that is perfect when you have your little leftovers like this. This is perfect for that. Use it. I always keep these and then use them on stuff like this. Sticky. I don't even know how long this has been going. 23 minutes. Okay, of course the first like 5 minutes was silent. Sorry. I don't know if anybody's even watching this because it's not even like I wasn't even supposed to start yet. I knew that my dog was being groomed, but I thought, because we had to take her at like 7 this morning, and when we did our other dog, Gus, when we had him groomed, we dropped him off like at 7 in the morning, and we didn't pick him up till 3. So I thought, oh, I have no problem. And so the vet called me like at 9:30, and they're like, Nutella's done. She did great. I'm like, which was wonderful, obviously. But I was like, I thought I had more time. So that's why I'm doing it early. All right. So, that's the other nice thing. When it's embossed, if you put something down, like it's like with dimensionals, it comes up a little easier because it's slick. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so regular glue on these. I did plan this one to be a little, look at my hands. I had planned this one to be a little easier, not as much time. I'll show, like I said, I'm going to share with you what we're going to make next week. That's going to be longer. Next week, yes. And then the week after that, I will not be home, so I will have to figure out what to do with that. I will be in Buffalo, New York. I've never been to Buffalo. My husband has to go there for work. He's like, you want to go? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. I'm like, I want the Buffalo Wild Wings there. I mean, that's where they were invented. And we have a really good friend here that's where he's from. So he's telling us everywhere to go for food and all that kind of stuff. So that's nice. Okay. Now I'm going to have glue all over me. Oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that pretty? I should zoom in. There we go. Isn't that cute? I just love the way this sentiment, like, oh, that looks so cool. You could do this with photopolymer. I have done it with photopolymer stamps, and that's all we're going to have soon. So, all right. So I've got so much stuff over here. I may, because see, my son comes home now he gets home at like 12:15. He's a senior, so, 3 classes that he doesn't have class. I mean, they're all online, but so he comes home way earlier. So I may start scheduling my live to be at a different time. All right, so these are the streaked dots. They're brown too. These are really pretty. Oh, Gus is just sitting outside the gate looking at her. Oh. No, that doesn't look good. Don't tear. Oh, did it tear? It didn't tear. There we go. So there's our dots. And so I was like, it needs something else. I did this morning, and I was like, Baker's Twine. This is the Early Espresso and Old Olive Baker's Twine. I'll have all this stuff listed by tonight. Oh gosh, I don't want a real big. Try and do it a little smaller. No, it needs to be bigger than that. I'll have all the products used, and last night all the cards that I've shared in the last month that I couldn't share the products because they weren't available for everyone yet, I finally put all the products used on all of those too. All right, so glue dot. Oh, come on. I think I got it. There's our little bow. You can, it's actually, it covers up the thing, but let's see. There we go. Ta-da! So there's a card that you can give somebody that you're so thankful for. And I just put it on, this is Garden Green. I love Garden Green. I wish it had blends. So you're going to get a big border of the Garden Green because this is just 4 by 5 1/4. You could put this on green and then put it on a different color, but I liked the big border of the card base showing. I mean, I started this and I didn't even have my phone set up to do this part. Oh my gosh. I just didn't think the dog would be this complicated. I feel terrible for her, but I thought I wasn't going to go pick her up till 3. Anyway. Okay, so there you go. Now, one other thing, and I did have, I think it was my very first live, how you can use a baby wipe when you don't have a stamp, but you have a die that you want to use, okay? So, just going to show you that. I hope that hasn't dried out too much, but we'll find out. No. Because what I was thinking of was these big guys. Like to make because this is just a die. There's no stamps that coordinate with it. So I was like, what if you had, a leaf that looked like that? Can I get it on there? I can't get it on there. All right. I don't know if this is going to work because this has been sitting there for quite a long time. I may have to do another one, but let's see. You just press your paper down to it. Oh, I see some. I don't think it's going to work though. I probably just wasted a piece of paper. Yeah. Look at my hands. Oh my gosh. Well, this might work. We're going to try it. I'm going to have to get out another baby wipe. There we go. And it's going to be mostly red because the inks start to blend together, and oh gosh, maybe use gloves while you're doing this. This will stay on for quite a while. Eventually it'll go away by today, but it stays on for quite a while. But my hands look like that quite a bit. And my husband never says anything because he knows what I was doing. Okay, so there's our paper. So this is what I just wanted to show. And I'm going to go and die cut this. It's wet because it's, re-ink is wet. So it's a little... So there's our leaf out of that. So you could make it look a little different if you did this right away before all the ink started blending together, but that's still really pretty. I'm showing you up against my hand, that looks exactly the same. But yeah, I mean, it's really pretty. It's all different colors, which lots of leaves show up that way, So there's another technique you can use while you're doing, if you're using the baby wipes. But I really don't want to touch anything. But so that Real Red, Garden, and Daffodil. So was that one, but you see the difference. It's never going to look the same. This is much lighter than that one, so it's never going to look the same. And then this one was Poppy, Daffodil, and Pumpkin Pie. I kind of like this one better, but I already had the Garden Green base already cut for this, so I went ahead and did that. So there's, like I was saying, there's tons of options of what you can do with this, and it's really cool. It makes it look, if you gave this to somebody, even somebody who's a stamper, a crafty person or something, somebody who's just started out or something, and they have, it just looks like you just did something really hard to make it look like this. And it's really easy. It's messy, but it's really easy. Okay, well, here it is, 12:09 almost. And I'm done. So that's good. My son will be home soon, and then he can help me take the dog out and everything else. So sorry for the mistake in the beginning, and where you couldn't hear me, and then sorry that I didn't have my phone set up to do the most important part of this video. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Don't forget, tons of stuff on eBay. Some of you people that bought some yesterday, you might be watching, your stuff is at the post office. It has shipped. I'm really good at that. I ship stuff really fast. I have a ton of stuff, so take a look if you want. You can go to my site and go shop, and you'll see eBay on there. You just click it and it'll take you to my eBay page. Okay? Hope everyone is having a great day like I am. It's not a bad day. It's just a little chaotic, but it's still good. And take care. And right, I didn't even show you the card. I knew I was forgetting something. I just hate touching stuff, but I think this is all dry. Okay, so this. So another fall card, okay? But watch this, okay? This is, and I'm going to make another card with Christmas stuff, and I think I'm going to do one with Halloween. So I don't know which one we're going to make, but watch. Ta-da! And then, when you close it, isn't that cool? Oh, Gus is crying. So that's next week. That's going to be a little longer, but I will have measurements and all that stuff for it. Okay, so see you next week. Take care. Have a good day. Oh, I can't even get my mouse to work. Okay, bye.